How do I fight off the coronavirus? With Brighto! Brighto makes old bodies new.
Brighto makes old bodies new. Brighto. Brighto makes old bodies new.
We'll sell 1,000,000 bottles.
You idiots, that's medicine.
Medicine? Oh! I feel better already.
What was wrong with you?
Nothing. Oh!
So, I was told by a bunch of wonderful customers on the last video that these are M-lock slots on the bottom and the side. So with that, we could put in some M-lock bits and pieces to put on a bipod or other gadgetry. And you know, Mr. Hollow Point's all about gadgetry. So I went onto Amazon and bought this 3-piece kit. It's like 17 bucks. It's got 3 different length Picatinny rails based on, you know, stuff. Come here, you. So there's the big one, the medium, and the tiny. So we're going to slap a couple of these on to, make sure I don't lose my pieces and parts here. See how this goes. So I think if I remember I'm doing this correct. Alright, so I put the 2 pieces together here. Snug them up a little bit because it's got to have turning room. Put the other one. Bear with me, guys. This is trying to find things to do here during our corona lockdown. So of course these go in, and then when you turn them, they, just like a drywall stud, they tighten up. So that one's on. And then this way we can put on bipod. I generally like my bipods going forwards, so this way. Okay, so that's one. Flip her over. Let's see if I put the stubby one there. Use the long one. Now this, as I said before, this hammer was provided by a good customer and friend, James Maroney. I'm pronouncing that properly. Maroney. He is not a member of the New Jersey mob, from what I understand, so I don't have to worry about any soprano reprisals if I mispronounce his name. Yeah, it's kind of like a drywall stud. Snug that up. I'm not going super tight against this. These will have to come off when I return this beautiful rifle. And boom shakalaka laka. So now we've got that on, I can put this on. Little laser. And that way, with my electronic scope, we have a backup system. Put the old ATN on. I picked up this little shorty doodad there over at Harbor Freight. Instead of having to carry around a wrench with me, I got this. I carry this in my toolbox. It's already set up. It's a shorty ready to go. Alright, now the hammer is ready to have some hammer time fun. Another doodad that I picked up that makes things a little easier. This is an extended female quick disconnect. Donnie FL has these on his website. What I did is I made mine independent, so I just added a 1/8 coupler and a male fill nipple. This way it can easily attach, you know, without having to jam your fingers in there. You know, it's nice and long compared, you know, to a regular. So instead of having to, you know, get my fingers jammed in there and I get these monkey hands, I can just pop that right on. And like I said, I just put a quick detach on there so I can kind of hook it to anything. Fill that up to 4,500. In the old booster pump. I got about 3,000 in these tanks. $36. 38. 4,000. 42. 44. 45 and a half. Of course, it'll settle down. So I just close the valve for the incoming air. Press the bleeder. Now she comes off. So 3,000 psi to 4,500. Again, as I say always, you can take a second mortgage, get yourself a booster pump. So I'm working with the hammer again today, and I've discovered something. I don't know if it's in the manual, probably is, but I haven't read it. Of course, you know, it's a two-shot mag. I'm finding, I believe this is the situation, if I overfill the gun, okay, because my gauge, the gauges are always slightly off. The gauge on my booster, if I'm overfilling it, seems like that first shot vents some gas or some air, and the bullet goes through, but it's more like a pfft, and it doesn't exit the barrel. So you need to make sure that you don't double feed. Be very aware of that. That happens to you. Push the magazine back in, so now it's on the empty cylinder. Cock it and shoot it, and the bullet will come out. That's just what's happened to me a couple of times. I think I've overfilled it. It went, but the bullet didn't stay in the mag. The bullet actually was in the barrel someplace. So push it back in so you're not double loading. You be cognizant of that. And you'll tell if it doesn't, if it doesn't, because it's just a light little, it doesn't jump like when it goes full blast. So please pay attention to that, okay? I'm doing it, just discovered this. Again, everybody's gauge is slightly different, so it's something you just need to be aware of. Don't want to be double tubing these big bores. Uh-oh. I think I just shot my folding table. Uh-oh. All right, good news. I did not shoot the folding table. It was just so cheap that the impact of this jerking on it pulled the tiny screws out of it. So I just got to re-glue it and screw it. But that's at least 13 inches through this block. That's pretty damn good. This 385 with shot 1 on the hammer. The Crony says 823 feet per second. So we'll check that out. I've got the 475 snub nose hollow point. I'll call it a snub nose. It was the 500, but before I actually had the gun in my hands, I listened to someone who said the bullets have to be under an inch to fit in the magazine. Big mistake. I shaved it down, took off 25 grains. Still a good hollow point. It's just now it's instead of being a 500 grain, it's a 475. So I hit the block a little high, so it skimmed across the top and exited. Mushroom, perfect. I mean, it's really nice. That was the 475 micro groove snub nose hollow point, 808 feet a second with a 4,500 psi fill. Now what I'm doing is I'm filling the gun to 4,500 on each shot into this ballistic gel, because really you're going to get one shot at your animal. So that's just kind of what I'm replicating. So each shot is 4,500. We'll cock it, push it forwards. There's the safety. Now this is the 445 ribbed. Okay, so this was the 445 ribbed. Look where it's at. That's at the 16-inch block. 1 inch, 2, that's at least 14 inches. 445 ribbed. Not bad at all. Okay. Nice. Let's go investigate. 345. And that was doing, put my spectacles on, 881 feet per second. Let's see if we can. There it is. Wow. This one is flattened out the most in height to bullet mass ratio. Damn, that's sweet. That's going to do a real job on an animal. 881 feet per second. Okay, so this is going to be the last bullet. This is the 525 hollow point. All right, flip that block again. 705 feet a second. We'll go check that out. So there's our hollow point lineup. .345, 385, 445 rib, 475 micro, 525 micro. All of these babies blew through this gel like it was gel. So let's recap what we learned today. Number one, we learned how to put an M-lock Picatinny rail on these slots. So you've got 2 on each side to top and 3 slots on the bottom, so you can M-lock your life away. Threw a little laser on there, got the bipod on there. So that was one thing we learned. The other thing we learned was how to get a bullet stuck in your barrel by overfilling. I believe that's what's still going on. I'm sure people will chime in and let me know if they're having the same issue or if it's something else. But I believe that's from the overfilling, that's what happens. So if it doesn't bark like a rhino on your first shot, double check your mag. Make sure, you know, if the bullet is clear. I'm trying to do this here and look cool at the same time. Let's see, that goes down. This goes forwards. So if it doesn't sound loud and you get a, and you see daylight through that hole, that bullet's still there in the barrel. Push it back in so the same empty hole is there. Shoot it out. Do not cycle and shoot the second bullet in there, because one bullet does not equal pushing out the first bullet. So we learned that. We shot some ballistic gel. You can see how they mushroomed all the way through, looking really nice. Just imagine that being the chest cavity on a 350-pound hog or 200-pound deer. You're going to come home with some meat. So that is it on this hammer video. Just something to keep us occupied while we're all in lockdown mode here in Corona-free virus center. Hoorah! Hammer time!